I, for one, am really glad that Europa League football is back. It's a nice break from the Premier League. And not only that, but I've wanted to see West Ham play in Europe again for some time. Every single time a Europa League game ends, I just want the other one to come along like really, really quickly so that we can just embrace West Ham being in Europa and being even more massive 2.0 across the continent. On Thursday night, we play Genk, and trust me, it's going to be another game at the London Stadium where everyone's going to turn out and the atmosphere is going to be absolutely pyrotechnical and amazing. It's expected to be all change when West Ham face Genk Thursday night, not at least because of the starting lineup. David Moyes has admitted that Nikola Vlašić is going to be playing in the game, and Harrison Ashby has been training with the first team squad. Ashby's a youngster in the under-23 academy who's been playing for West Ham before in cup games, and he featured last season in the League Cup, but he has not featured in a Premier League game nor a Europa League game thus far. Ashby is a very highly rated player and could be on the sub-bench. I might as well touch on this. Thomas Souček's had to have plastic surgery done to cover up the cuts on his face. But fair play to him. That man could be literally beaten to a pulp and he'd still get up and still walk. That's what I'm convinced now with Souček. Because he's been through a lot. He's had bloody nose, bloody head, swollen head, cleat, not cleat, that's a North American term, but studs in his face and cuts on his face. But he's still come out fighting. And that's exactly why I love Souček. He is an absolute machine, built different. So he's had to have some reconstruction done on his face, but he's looking good now. And I'd be interested to see what the team lineup is tomorrow from a West Ham perspective, because I think changes will be made for sure. And having Vlašić start is actually a good thing. Hopefully he can mould into the player that Ben Rama has become, and we have a real good backup option on our hands there. But anyway, Genk are the opposition. They're a team from Belgium, and they are going to be giving us a run for the money, I think. Not at least because they are known for developing top Belgian footballing talent. And let me explain why in the next segment. Genk is a very popular football team in Belgium because it produces some of Belgium's top footballing talent. We're talking about players such as Thibaut, Courtois, Kevin De Bruyne, Christian Benteke, Leander Trossard, all four of whom have gone on to play in the Premier League. Kevin De Bruyne's probably their biggest success story because he came through the academy at Genk and then transferred elsewhere afterwards. And Genk's current team is trying to build off of the legacy of former players. They're trying to get in a young, very driven team, and it has kind of worked over the last 4 years. Genk won its fourth Belgian Pro League title in 2019 and qualified for the Champions League in 2020. This season, it will be playing in the Europa League. One statistic that has come to my attention is that Genk has conceded a record high 8 goals from corners in the Europa League this season. And given that West Ham claim to be set-piece specialists, this is a stat that will go in West Ham's favour a little bit. Craig Dawson, Thomas Souček, and all those defenders who like to head balls, and Ogbonna included as well if he starts, they're going to be rubbing their hands like this and thinking, we're going to have a bit of a field day with this lot, lads. And, I think even though I've just said that about corners, they are still a very good team. They, like I say, have a lot of talented players, and Belgian football is known for producing really good football players. The Belgian Pro League has been a hotspot for producing good European footballing talent, and that's exactly what Genk maintains this day. It's got players that's developing really well, and some of whom are now on the radar of Premier League and other clubs in Western Europe. I'm going to be talking about them in the ones to watch section because although it was difficult to choose who, I managed to pick 3 out, and one of them was a West Ham transfer target last summer. First up is a name that all West Ham fans should know if you paid attention to the transfer window last summer. Nigerian striker Paul Onuachu, who has admitted that West Ham contacted him and that he is still somewhat open to joining us. And Paul, I wish we'd have bloody signed you, mate, because, you know, your stats are really good. Let me tell you why. This season so far in the league, 9 goals in 8 games. Last season, 33 goals in 38 appearances. That is an incredibly good statistic. And don't anybody say, oh, Belgium league's pony, oh, it's easy, he'll do it there. I don't care what league he's in, that's really good. Bottom line. And that tells me he is a lethal striker. And behind the striker, you got wingers as well. One of whom is Yunya Ito, a Japanese winger who can also play as a right back and a wing back. He joined Genk last year and has since scored 11 goals in 40 games. He scored all 11 of his goals so far for Genk last season and averaged about a 3-to-1 game per goal ratio, which isn't too bad in itself. And finally, I'm going to be talking about Ike Ugbo, who is English and played for Chelsea's academy. He had a lot of loans out in the Championship and League One before he went over to the Netherlands and Belgium and joined Genk earlier this year. He plays as a forward and he scored in his debut for Genk. West Ham seem to have a habit of winning 2-0 in the Europa League, so I know it sounds boring and it's easy to say, but I'm going to say 2-0 West Ham. Why? Because I think we've got into this habit of picking up momentum in the Europa League, and the players are getting quickly accustomed to playing Europe if they haven't already, and there's going to be opportunities for new players to come in and play in this tournament. So 2-0 to West Ham seems like a fair result. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Opposition Uncovered. If you liked the video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more content. I'll be watching the game tomorrow, and after that I'm going to be doing the aftermath as per usual. Take care everybody, and I'll see you all soon.